Hope when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you built a wall. Hope when the crowd screams out, you're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you choose to stay. Hope that you fall in love and it hurts so bad. Hey, the only way you can know, you give it all you had. And I hope that you don't suffer, but take the pain. Hope when the moment comes, you'll say, I swear I lived. Hope that you spend your days, but they all add up. And when that sun goes down, hope you raise your cup. Oh, I wish that I could witness all your joy and all your pain. But until my moment comes, I'll say I did it all. I did it all. I owned every second that this world could give. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
You may now be seated. Family, friends, and fellow graduates, it has been my absolute pleasure to serve as the student body president and as the senior class president here at East Hall High School. One of my very dear friends, Lauren Raper, once said, "Life is like a piano. The white keys represent happiness, and the black keys show sadness. But as you go through life's journey, you remember that the black keys also make music. You need to use all the keys, be it black or white, to make beautiful music." Our 4 years through the halls of East Hall High School have been memorable, to say the least. Some memories we shared as a whole class. And if you're like me, there are only a handful of days that I remember vividly and can pick out all the details. The rest become a part of the melody of your life. For instance, I will never forget the fact that we stomped on Johnson High School not only once, but twice, in a landslide win over football. I will never forget the infamous food fight that happened our freshman year. And lastly, I will never forget the day we had a senior shave and cream fight and absolutely dominated the freshman class in water kickball. However, some memories bear more of a personal touch. I will always remember feeling frantic at a shopping mall in the middle of Washington, D.C. in hopes that we found a laser. I will always remember playing underneath the Friday night lights at Walt Disney World, University of Alabama, at Kennesaw State University, and at the annual GMEA Instant Conference in Savannah, Georgia. And lastly, I will always remember the day my best friend Michael asked me to homecoming and prom. These memories will make up my story, what makes up yours. And so we end up with a pivotal idea: our lives compose music. And so I pose this question to you. If your life is made of melodies and harmonies, then will this sonata be worth playing after it's done? I abhor this question because it demands so much from me. I can have a picture-perfect friends, family, and stories, but will the people want to hear it? So here's the story of 3 boys. All 3 led a life worth writing for. Jesse, for his love of football, Oscar, with his love of soccer, and Carlos, also with his love of football. Living high school to its fullest, passing by us in the halls each and every day, only to realize that they're no longer with us. And they've touched so many lives. And so, if there's anyone here that's a part of the Garcia family, the Duran family, or the Salazar family, on behalf of the senior class of 2015 at East Hall High School, thank you. Thank you for raising such wonderful young men, and know that they will be forever in our hearts because their joy is worth hearing. They may not physically be here with us today to join in our final walk as high school students, but I'm sure they're looking down upon us with the biggest smiles. If you ever come to a point where life seems grim, then please take a moment to revel in the good times, the laughter, the unforgettable nights, and the lifelong friendships you made along the way. We don't know where we'll be in 5, 10, or in 15 years, but do know that you are worth it. If you no longer see the point of tomorrow, then find the courage to remind yourself that some of us don't have a second chance. Do it for all the people that encouraged you, that believed in you, and that saw your potential. And also do it for the mentors like Mr. Cantrell, Mr. Whalen, Mr. Comley, Miss Edwards, Miss Tharp, and the Binghams, teachers that cross your path and absolutely make your life worth living. And lastly, do it for Oscar, for Jesse, and for Carlos. "A small spark often ignites a large flame" has been one of my favorite phrases since freshman year, and I challenge you to be that small spark, to make a difference, to take the road less traveled by, and to give everything your all. And so, it is with great pleasure to be able to quote Elle Woods from Legally Blonde. Congratulations, East Hall class of 2015. We made it! Thank you. Please stand for the presentation of colors and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the national anthem. Thank you. All right.
Would the audience please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing.
Thank you. You may be seated. Just like to take a moment to introduce and thank some special guests with us, our board members, Mr. Nate Morris, Mr. Craig Harrington, Mr. Sam Chapman, Mr. Brian Sloan, Mr. Bill Thompson, and our superintendent, Mr. Will Schofield. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the graduation ceremony for the class of 2015. I'm Jeff Cooper, and as principal, I'm privileged to make a few comments to commemorate this event. For the graduates, this has been a journey, but it's been a journey that others have shared. For that reason, I'd like to thank several groups. To the families, thank you. Without your constant support, many of these young men and women sitting in front of us today would not be here. To the faculty and staff, these students have been under your guidance for the past 4 years, and you've done your best to prepare them for life. Thank you for all your efforts that you have given. To Ms. Cindy Greer, senior sponsor, thank you for the countless hours you've spent to make this ceremony possible. Graduates, tonight you start a new path, and where will it take you? Yes, your teachers have tried to teach you certain points, and it perhaps involves information that you weren't sure you really needed to know. After all, you've wondered, do I really need to know the quadratic formula? Do I really need to know who Beowulf is? Do I really need to know about the Battle of the Bulge? But it's really not about the facts or the memorization. It's the learning process. It's what your teachers have tried to teach you in order to actually learn and be a successful part of a group. and that's important. Ask yourself, how can I contribute? How can I be a part of a team and contribute positively? Society today demands that you can function successfully in a group. So here's a short quiz. Name 3 friends who kept you functioning and gave you support when you thought life was too much. Name 2 teachers who helped you through school. List 5 people who have taught you something. Tell me 1 person with whom you enjoy spending time. See my point? It's people who matter. It's not simply facts we wanted you to learn. We wanted you to learn how to deal with being with other people and work toward a common goal, supporting others as they in turn support you. Perhaps one of the most important aspects we've tried to teach you is collaboration. Knowledge is essential, but collaboration means clarity, participating in teamwork, and focusing on forward momentum and progress. That's what society will demand of you. We need your insight, we need your skills, and we need your energy to produce results. And we can get these results only if you recognize how important it is to flourish both as an individual and as a team member. Class of 2015, you've left your mark on East Hall High School, and the summary of your achievements proves it. Overall, we have 100 seniors planning to attend a 4-year college, 56 seniors planning to attend a 2-year college, 29 seniors planning to attend technical college, 5 seniors planning to enlist in the military, 9 seniors heading into the workforce. That brings the total to 199 graduates. 199 graduates is the most ever at East Hall High School. $30 seniors are receiving scholarships with a total close to $1 million in award monies. 33 seniors were click advisors, which volunteered their time to mentor freshmen. 9 seniors were at UNG and 7 at Lanier Tech for dual enrollment. 7 seniors were involved in the Hall County Chamber of Commerce under the Youth Leadership Hall. Luisa Munoz is an AP Scholar with distinction, which means she scored 3.5 or higher on all AP exams and 3 or higher on 5 or more AP exams. Oscar Mejia, Lauren Raper, Grace Ansepe are AP Scholars, which means they scored 3 or higher on 3 AP exams. Jennifer Ramirez took first place in early childhood education at the CTI State Leadership Conference. Gabby Perez took second place in career manual job interview category at the CTI State Leadership Conference. Ashley Scoggin inspired and led an event for all female students and their mothers titled A Night of True Beauty. The event showcased sketches of several girls drawn by a forensic artist, Ms. Jane Hemmer, and a guest speaker from Atlanta. In FFA, Kyle Mata earned his state FFA degree. The requirements for this degree are numerous and include the following: must work 300 hours in excess of scheduled class time in a supervised agricultural experience program, must participate in at least 25 hours of community service, must give a 6-minute speech, must demonstrate 10 procedures of parliamentary law. Through Kyle's and the rest of FFA officers' team's dedication, the East Hall FFA earned the prestigious Silver Emblem Chapter Award for their program of activities this year. Work-based learning, we had 63 students involved. We had 60 businesses serving as employers or mentor for a WBL student. Students worked over 16,000 hours from August to April. Students earned over $86,600 in wages from August to April. 10 students earned the Georgia's Best Elite Award. 43 students earned recognition as Georgia's Best Student. Tome Society. The East Hall chapter of Tome Society hosted over 100 people from around the state at the annual Tome Society State Conference in May. The Tome Society Reading Bowl team placed second in the state competition. Beta Club has had a very active year in service projects, and a few of them are: they collected over 100 pair of jeans for the 8th annual Teens for Jeans campaign, sponsored by Air Pastel. They also was working with distributing bunnies for babies to children in a local shelter for battered mothers. They also participated in donating toys for needy children and contributing school supplies to our school nurse. EPIC, this year's senior class, was the founding group, of our EPIC Academy. Chorus, 2015 chorus members saw consistent large group performance evaluation ratings of superior and excellence in performance and superior ratings in sight reading over the course of their time at East Hall High School. They were the catalyst for the formation of the extracurricular choir called the East Side Singers, who have performed in many events at home and out of state. Drama, the Viking players have produced 3 plays and 4 musicals this year. Our thespian troupe has inducted 25 students into the Educational Theater Association, which more than doubles our active members. Band, marching band won best in class and was second overall at the Armucci Invitational and won the Open Class Championship at the Lake Lanier Tournament of Bands. Our Wind Symphony was selected to perform at the 2015 Music Educators Convention, one of only 2 high schools in the state that was selected. We're also one of only 3 groups nationally to perform at the University of Alabama Band Symposium. Elliot Andrade and Grace Ansepe were placed in District Honor Band several times. Elliot Andrade was also selected to the All-State Band. In sports, Anglers Club will be sending a team to the Bassmaster High School National Championship for the first time, Tristan Thomas and Dakota Crumley. Baseball was named 7 AAA runner-up, made the state tournament for the first time in 12 years. 5 players were voted to all-region team. First team with a winning record in 10 seasons. Jack Hagwood committed to Emmanuel College to play baseball. Basketball. Girls basketball finished strong and reached the Final 4 of the state tournament. Boys basketball captured the 28th region title in school history, had a 24-6 record and was an Elite 8 team. Kevin Davenport was named first team All-State, Region Player of the Year, MVP of the state All-Star game, and joined the 1,000-point club. The basketball team, boys basketball, also placed 4 players on the all-region team, and Rod Huey participated in the North Georgia All-Star Classic game. Kevin Davenport was named to the All-Metro team by the Atlanta Tip-Off Club, and Joe Dix was named the Atlanta Tip-Off Club Metro Coach of the Year. Cross country, Enrique Ochoa was first cross-country participant to participate in the state meet since 2008. Football. For the 10th year in a row, the football program will have multiple players sign scholarships, with 4 signing this year for an estimated $250,000. Football team made it to the state playoffs for the first time in 10 years. Softball. Abby Black, Josie Coker, and Kaylee Turner made all-region first team. Soccer. The girls' team made it to the state tournament for the first time in school history. Lauren Pope made the 7 AAA All-Region first team. Jasmine Murillo, Yoselin Vega made the All-Region second team. The boys' team finished as Region 7 AAA runner-up. These senior boys also participated in 3 state tournaments with 2 trips to the Elite 8 and 1 trip to the Final 4. The boys' team had the Region 7 AAA Co-Player of the Year. Sherman Lucero made 7 AAA Region All-Region first team. Volleyball, 44-15 record this season, most wins in school history. Region 7 AAA champions, first time in school history. Made the Elite 8 of the state tournament for the first time in school history. Senior classes made the playoffs 2 of the last 3 seasons and compiled an overall record of 124-74. Allison Seegers was named Region 7 AAA Player of the Year and Gainesville Times Player of the Year. Savannah Lindsay made the Region 7 AAA All-Region first team. Emily Roberts made 7 AAA All-Region second team. Coach Ted Dappy, Coach of the Year, Region 7 AAA. Wrestling, we had an area champion, sent 8 wrestlers to the sectionals. 4 wrestlers qualified for the state tournament. This impressive list of accomplishments demonstrates what this group of young people can do when they strive for excellence and recognize the importance of collaboration and teamwork, both on and off the field. There are 199 graduates sitting here today, and I leave you with one last thought. Each one of you has the ability to be a part of something bigger than yourself, to be the type of person who understands that you can do it all, you can't do it all alone, and that teamwork is necessary to solve problems, to be the best person who supports others in their challenges, to be the person who becomes a credit to your world. Remember, it's people who matter. It's working together. It's using the skills we've given you. Your future starts now. Congratulations, class of 2015.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lauren Pope. To my fellow graduates, we have pretty much been through it all, from food fights to Friday nights. We watched as every sports team made it to state, many for the first time or for the first time in a long time. We got to enjoy a good kidnapping story from Mr. Moss and got to watch teachers run frantically to break up numerous fights that now we couldn't even remember why they started. We had to beg our friends for an extra ID badge or extra sweatpants after getting caught with running shorts or leggings on by Mr. Morkel. We had to endure the long lines in the cafeteria or had to wake up an extra 5 minutes in order to make our lunch, which, let's just be honest, sleep is more important than anything else in high school, and it's almost impossible to come by. Over the course of high school, we sent and received numerous, "Did you do the homework?" texts? Or we were all a part of that panicked look that came across the whole class when we all realized that we had a test today and no one studied. We found every excuse to not be in class, and a lot of times we would call and beg our parents to check us out, but most of the time we were unsuccessful. We dressed as goofy as possible on Spirit Week, but always pulled out our best look for homecoming and proms as we all tried to accomplish the new dance moves, which some people were more successful at than others. Some of us decided to join a club or a sports team or have an after-school job, and some of us just went home to take a nap after school, which most days seemed like the best option. But we continued to endure tough practices, long club meetings, and simply the ability to make it through each and every class when the clock basically seemed to stand still. We all very impatiently counted down the minutes to the end of the day or the end of the week. We all learned how to balance the millions of things that we were involved in. We all enjoyed getting high-pitched pep rallies, and we all got really sat for every yearbook assembly. We also learned how to wait until the very last possible minute to complete any assignment for school, much like I did for writing this speech. If we took the time to look back on how we got to high school, we could see all the many questionable outfit choices, the cool songs that we used to listen to, and all the many silly bands that we wore. We would begin to question how we ever even made friends, but somehow we ended up finding people who were just as weird as we were. Even though we may still all have a small piece of that awkward kid inside of us that we were coming into high school, we are beyond thankful that we never have to go back to braces and bad haircuts. Through all of the struggles of schoolwork, drama, extracurricular activities, we were able to make tons of memories, laughed at utterly ridiculous moments, and even helped wipe each other's tears as we cried over a few failed tests and all of the hard times that we faced. We all made it through together. Many people look down on East Hall, but we are Vikings, and that means that we are victorious. We will always bleed black and gold, no matter where we go. Through all of the high moments and the low moments of our experience, we managed to make it. There are no guarantees after today, but if all else fails, remember that when you get a job, you can hold your fork up and pretend that your boss is in jail, at least for just a couple of seconds. Or you can make a burn book of your fellow coworkers. If neither of those work, you can remember that the Hunger Games isn't real and that you don't have to worry about being selected for it. I hope that in your future that you will all find a friendship like Deppie and Horton share, and that you will push yourself harder than you did in order to pass Miss Kirkham's class or Coach Comley's class. Maybe you will even find your crazy and spirited side just like Coach Dix, and maybe one day you will have as many life stories as Mr. West to share with future generations. You might even be as creative and think outside the box like Mr. Hardison. You might even be able to become famous from all the songs and raps that you had to make during his class. Because let's be honest with ourselves, everyone's goal after high school is to drop a mixtape. If all of these things don't happen after high school, remember, you were strong enough to endure the times when you had to beg your parents for the new flip phone, and you were able to make it through the awful years of uniforms in middle school just to learn that they were getting rid of them the year that we left. We suffered the years before social media when we actually had to text our friends to find out what was going on in our lives. Whenever you feel extremely lazy, remember that Fat Amy taught us that horizontal running is actually a form of exercise. But most importantly, remember, we accomplished so much, and that means that we can do anything that we set our minds to. The class of 2015 can truly change the world because we have the intelligence, the motivation, and the confidence to do so. Never forget this moment. No one can take it away from us. We learned how to survive the world during high school, which includes learning what 9 plus 10 truly equals. You have to go and apply all the knowledge that you learned. Never forget all of the memories from this school, from the friendships that you made to the inspirational teachers. Somewhere along the way, we all became one family working towards one purpose. It may not seem like it, but we really did leave a mark on this school. We accomplished so many great things. So there is no reason that each one of you should not be proud to be a part of this class, and that everyone here should not be proud to know one of these outstanding graduates. Congratulations to everyone. We made it, so now go out in the world and show everyone what it means to truly be an East Hall Viking. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Luisa Munoz, and I am honored to be the class of 2015's valedictorian. First and foremost, I would like to thank God for his infinite blessings and for allowing me to be standing before you today, before my peers, before my educators, and most importantly, before my family. Mom, Dad, Maria, and David, I love you guys. I will admit, there is a certain pressure that comes along with being told you are the valedictorian for your class. I am by no means a public speaker, so bear with me. When I began writing this speech, various questions crowded my mind. What should I say? Will I stutter? Will anyone even get my jokes? You work hard in school your whole life. You get straight A's. And what do they award you with? A nerve-wracking speech. Gee, thanks. This leads me to a great point. High school isn't about this big ceremony or the piece of paper that validates your education. High school is about the memories made and the lessons learned along the way. Our freshman year was a big year for all of us. I, for one, like to pretend freshman year never existed. That was the year I was obsessed with Justin Bieber, and I just want to briefly apologize to my sister. I'm truly sorry I made you take me to see the Bieber movie the very same day it came out. Anyway, that's not the point. But do you guys remember that anxious feeling in your gut on your first day of freshman year? I can remember it because it's similar to the one I'm feeling right now. The point is, you got over it. First days of school are this huge metaphor for life. You dive into something head first without knowing what it will be like every step of the way. Of course, there will be obstacles along the way, such as Mr. Calmly in the hallway sending you to the office for forgetting your ID badge. But you go home, and you make sure to put your ID badge in your book bag. Why? Because you learned your lesson. Granted, it may take some of us 4 or maybe 5 trips to the office, but in the end, we learn. You see, learning is this wonderful capacity we as humans possess. You don't believe me? Flashback 10 years ago, when your mom used to discreetly, might I add, pinch you for not staying still. I'm sure you learned that lesson quickly. They once handed me a book. From a young age, my parents ingrained in me the tremendous value of learning. They once handed me a book and said, "Louisa, take this book, and when you are finished with it, bring it back to us." Sure enough, I read it, and shortly after, they asked me questions regarding it. When I was done answering the questions, they said to me, "We want you to understand that you have the gift of knowledge. Anything you learn, such as the content of this book, can never be taken from you." I'm going to be honest and say I had no idea what they were talking about. Sorry, Mom and Dad, I was a third grader. But now I understand exactly what they were talking about. Their point was, learn. Learn not only from the contents of a textbook, but also learn throughout your experiences, good and bad ones. The beautiful thing about knowledge is that it is the one thing in this world that cannot be taken from you. The thing is, you could have all of the money in the world, but when you strip away all of the material things, such as cars, clothes, the new pointless Apple Watch, what's left? Nothing. Nothing at all, except for your knowledge. So grow. Grow as much as you can and take advantage of the opportunities presented to you. Because in the end, education really is priceless. Joined here today as the largest graduating class in all of East Hall history, I think we can all say we have made our parents proud. In addition, I am thankful not only to my parents, but also to my educators. I do not want anyone to walk out of here today and say their teachers never gave them a nice graduation gift. What better gift than the gift of knowledge? Now that we are graduating, get ready, because in college, professors make you buy your own gift. I know this for a fact. I took 4 college courses this year, and not only did I have to sell my kidneys for the required textbooks, but it turns out I also had to read said textbooks. So thank you, Ms. Bingham, for allowing me to invade your room after school for almost 2 years. Most high schoolers aren't lucky enough to have friends who have years, and I mean years, of knowledge to share with them. Well, except for you, Ms. Bingham. We all know you're not a day over 30. And I cannot forget to mention Coach Walton. Thank you for being such an amazing influence and always having the best advice. To the parents, thank you for everything that you have sacrificed for your children. Know that without your support, we would not be here today. I do not know how you have been able to deal with us for 18 long years, but I salute you. Para los padres, les quiero agradecer por todo lo que han sacrificado por el bienestar de sus hijos. Quiero que sepan que sin ustedes no estuviéramos aquí el día de hoy. No sé cómo nos han podido aguantar por más de 18 largos años, pero de cualquier forma, mil gracias. When we walk out of here today, we have marked not a milestone, but a mere stepping stone in our lifelong process of learning. Because that's what learning is, lifelong. This fall, I will be returning to Columbia to continue my post-secondary education there. And I am forever grateful for the opportunities I have received in this amazing country, specifically within the East Hall community. I will take with me not only the memories, but the tremendous amount of knowledge I have gained over the years. To the class of 2015, I'm sorry I didn't include more jokes to keep you awake with. I'm excited to see where life takes each and every one of us. Enjoy the summer, and whatever you do, don't waste your money on movies about your favorite pop star. Congratulations, class of 2015. We made it.
Will the honor graduates please rise?
Luisa Fernanda Muñoz,
Lauren Elizabeth Pope,
Oscar Irán Mejía,
Grazanne Sepe, Kia Zan Jewel Shields, Casey Lou Plyer Hall, Michael Shane Barnes,
María Ana Tello, Jocelyn Morelia Aparicio,
Emily Mackenzie Robinson, Melanie Lauren Raper, Savannah Adair Lindsay,
Vanessa Aceves, Víctor Adame,
Blake Edward Addison,
Karina Aldaco, Tania Ibet Almendares, Vanessa Anaya, Elliot Alonso Andrade, Rubén Andrade, Ulises Aarón Andrade, Delia Saraí Aparicio, Arlet Yacibé Armenta Lluvias,
Jaquez Ash,
Jessica Arilene Ávila,
Jatasia Bailey,
Montserrat Banda, Jennifer Amy Vaquera,
Tanisha Lavert Bale,
Jennifer Stephanie Benitez,
Abby Caitlin Black, Caleb Randall Black,
Brandon Anthony Bonilla,
Johanna Melissa Braun, Clay Alexander Brock, Jonathan Mason Brock, Ashley Nicole Burnett, Madison Faith Brown, Zachary Ezekiel Buffington, Carson McCall Kane,
Zaira Camacho, Iram Capistrán. Anaí Yasmín Cardona Pérez. Daisy Carrillo. David Carrillo Jr. Gerson Dubán Castaño.
Katicia Sequal Savagos.
Esmeralda Chávez.
Shelby Nicole Clark. Josie Lee Coker. Trenton Blaine Collins.
Reyes Cordero Casas. Cristina Covarrubias. Eric Covarrubias.
Callie Mackenzie Crawford. Dakota Shane Crumley.
Cristian Josué Cruz. Midian Melissa Cruz. Samuel Cruz Alanís.
Chelsea Blake Dale. Ariel Star Mackenzie Daniel. Kevon Tariq Davenport.
José Ignacio de León. Susana Azanet de León. Elvia de Luna García. Luis Gerardo Delgado. Dalia de Nova.
Destiny Simone Dentman.
Mónica Domínguez.
Raquel Nicolette Dorsey. Tommy Eugene Dover II.
Alonso Escañuela. Ariel Flores. Clarisa Flores. Yulisa Flores.
April Deanna Flowers.
Judith García Castillo. Mayra García. Jared Michelle Garnica.
Jonathan Reed Guerin.
Margarita Gladys González.
Laura K. Graves.
Judith Guzmán.
Jackson Scott Hagwood. Diamond Taquanisha Harrison. Alina Marie Hagwood, Hatfield. Cheyenne Lynn Haynes. Valerie Antoinette Hinton. Broderick Omar Huey. Roderick Lamar Huey. Jesse Lee James Ingram.
Jesús Jaramillo Berrún.
Jody Caitlin Johnson. Kayla Amanda Jones. Spencer Dane Jorgensen. Nicole Maddie Wan. Sydney Nicole Keidel. Christopher Blake Kilby. Junior Allen Lee.
Obed Lara.
Elijah Tremont Lipscomb.
Jesús López. Sandra López. Sherman Adrián Lucero.
Veda Leanne Lundy. Alyssa Lynn Lanham. Jacob Lee Mahaffey.
Neftali Mancilla.
Gregory Rhett Marlowe.
Brenda Martínez. Martín Alejandro Martínez Jr. Kyle Ali Mata.
Whitney Sierra Deshelle Maddox. Mary Kelsey McClure. Courtney Ann McMasters. Alexander Lee Mears.
Jacqueline Abigail Méndez.
Jawan William Merritt.
Rodolfo Mesa.
Jessica Louise Ann Miller. Michael Shane Miller. And Quisha Marie Nicole Millsap.
Sara Guadalupe Morales. Dania Muñoz Márquez. Yadira Yasmín Murillo.
Wyatt Austin Neese.
Jesús Arturo Nieto. Félix Eduardo Núñez. Enrique Ochoa. Paula Rubí Ortega López. Tomás Ortega Camarillo.
Caitlin Magnolia Campbell Otting. Chandler James Padden. Haley Diane Parson. Ronald Craig Peebles Jr.
Alberto Guadalupe Pérez. Gabriela Pérez.
Hannah Nicole Peterson. Lisa Lee Peterson. Kalisha Monet Pierce. Caitlin Shane Poole. Tyler Patrick Presley. Brittany Charnay Prim.
Jennifer Ramirez Garcia.
Kaya Siobhan Reddix.
Noé Reyes.
Emily Agnes Roberts.
Francisco Rodríguez. María Rodríguez. Raunel Salazar Jr. Angélica Giovanna Sánchez Joaquín. David Sánchez. Glorimar Catrín Sánchez.
Ashley Marie Scoggin. Allison Brooke Seegers.
Abraham Sepúlveda. Alan Silva. Melissa Clementina Silva.
Spencer Todd Skelton. Tyler Freeman Sloan. Victoria Morgan Smith.
Gabriela Soto. Guadalupe Alexandra Soto. Janet Soto.
Shanika Alyssa Stevens. Christopher Ross Stevens. Hunter Ray Strange. Karen Leanne Talley.
Frini Esmeralda Tapia.
Philip Elijah William Tapp. Brandon Michael Tate.
Beverly Telles.
Courtney Faith Thomas. Tristan Emery Thomas. Heidi Thompson.
Adriana Trejo.
Vincent Trong. Anna Grace Trusty. Darius Turner. Kaylee Jeanette Turner.
Flora Vallejo Camarillo. Jocelyn Vega Alvarado. Cecilia Villa Ibarra.
Jacob Tyler Wade. Elijah Hunter Walden. Zachary William Walker. Jeremy Dwayne Walls. Logan David Warwick. Antonio Devin Watson. Nicholas Isaiah Weatherford. Felton Wood III. Courtney Gabrielle Woodard. Alicia Young.
Osvaldo Avilés.
Family, faculty, community, and friends, would you agree with me that the East Hall graduating class of 2015 is absolutely, positively beautiful? Give them a round of applause. Would you also allow me to take this point of privilege and take just a moment to recognize both the chorus and your incredible music program with your band. Great job. And we would be remiss in this community if we didn't thank Pastor Franklin and the staff here at Free Chapel for opening up the largest venue in our county for our graduations. Thank you, Free Chapel. You know, as your superintendent graduating class of 2015, I get the honor of conferring your diplomas. But I also get one more honor, and that is before I confer your diplomas, I get to give you your last lesson that you get from the Hall County School District. So I want you to play along with me for a minute here. Get your arms loose. You got to put your flower in your lap for a minute. Get your arms loose. And we're going to hearken back a few years and play a little game that you used to be very familiar with. It's called peekaboo. So cover up your eyes, cover them up, cover them up. And now you can open them. And at this point, your parents ought to be concerned because that's one of your superintendent's favorite books. And I choose this book, Oh, the Places You'll Go for this occasion, because the looks on your faces, by the way, I love graduation. But the looks on your faces are very similar to those looks I see on faces the first day of kindergarten every year. You're excited, you're anxious, you're a little uncertain. Some of you are overjoyed. And let me suggest to you that all of those emotions are absolutely, positively appropriate. And let me be the first, since you're holding your diplomas, to say congratulations. Congratulations. You know, I believe it was Thoreau who reminded us, he said, never take the advice of an old man because the only advice he's ever going to give you is in areas in which he's failed. And so rather than giving you any final advice as you graduate today, I want to talk to you about something that's a little more important than advice. I want to talk to you about something that at times is a little uncomfortable, but it's foundational to who we are. I want to talk to you just a little bit about truth. Let's talk a few minutes about the concept of truth. You know, down through the ages, every generation, whether it was Aristotle and Plato, whether it was Pontius Pilate, whether it was Kierkegaard, every generation, including yours, asked this important question: what is truth? And let me suggest to you, graduates, class of 2015, if you don't spend just a little time determining and discerning for each and every one of you individually what you think of as truth, you will live a life less than it could be. Oh my goodness, how I look around today and I see a lack of truth. I recently read a report that suggested that the average American tells 200 lies a day. We tell those lies in a number of ways. Sometimes we tell them with our words. Sometimes we tell those little lies with our actions. Sometimes we tell those lies with our silence. But let me suggest to you that if we're going to be the country that we are destined to be, it is my hope and my prayer that it will be your generation that pushes this nation back towards truth. Truth is incredible because, you see, truth never changes. And truth in the year 2015 was truth in the year 1915. And it was truth in 600. And it was truth in 800 BC. Truth are those ideals that never, ever change. So I want to share with you this afternoon, not necessarily advice or opinions, but I want to share with you, as someone who cares about you, just a little bit of truth. Number one, you will be happiest and you will live a fuller life if you find your unique place on this great big planet. You know, one of my favorite authors, a man named Max Lucado, wrote a book called Cure for the Common Life. And in his book, Cure for the Common Life, Lucado argues that everybody on this planet, whether you're 4 or whether you're 14 or whether you're 24 or whether you're 84, ought to spend a little bit of time figuring out where your sweet spot is. What is that unique thing that each and every one of you 199 graduates were designed to do that nobody else on this planet can do? If you're like me, when I read this book a lot of years ago, you're saying, well, that sounds really good, but how in the world do you ever discern where your sweet spot is? What is my unique place on this planet? Lucado goes on, and it's actually quite simple. Let me challenge you over the next couple of weeks to do this. Get yourself 2 pieces of paper. Everybody's got it. If you don't, Mr. Cooper will give it to you. Get yourself a pen, and when you have no distractions, sit down and make yourself a list. And what I want you to make that list of is those things that you're good at, your talents. And let's be honest, ever since kindergarten, we know what we're pretty good at, and we know what we're not very good at. So sit down at some point and write down a list of those things that you're good at, and put the list aside. Come back a day or 2 later, graduating class, and make yourself a second list. Make yourself a list of those things that you're passionate about. And you know what I mean by those things that you're passionate about. Those are those things that you can get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. You can do them all day long. You can just barely make it to your bed at night. And when you lay in your bed, you can't wait to get up and do them again tomorrow. Make a list of those things that you're passionate about. And here's the sweet spot. Take the list of those things that you're good at. Take the list of the things that you're passionate about, and you'll find that there are 1 or 2 things on both lists. That's your sweet spot. That's where you're destined to spend your days on this earth, where you will be most content and most happy. And let me suggest that you choose technical college programs, jobs, friends. Read books that help you continue to push more and more towards your sweet spot. Number 2, second truth I would share with you. You will also find that life will be more full if you dare to be different. You know, ever since you were little boys and girls, and I might have been one of them, I've been around here long enough, we told you a little lie. Even some of the people that love you the most told you this lie, and it goes like this: great minds think alike. Nothing could be further from the truth. Let me challenge you to dare yourself to be different. Can you imagine what our world would look like today if John the Baptist, Steve Jobs, Madame Curie, Helen Keller had been satisfied to follow the herd, to be one of the status quo? Dare to be different. The second area I'd challenge you to dare to be different in is our societal norms, our mores. You know, mores and the things we consider to be okay, not okay, change with time. And I'll have to be very honest with you. Sometimes I'm amazed at what I can see 30, 40, 50, 1,000 people in an area deciding is okay. And I look around and I think, that is not truth. Be willing to go against the herd. One of my favorite football coaches of all time is a man by the name of Lou Holtz. Little fella, speaks with a lisp, has won national championships. But when he gets his boys together, back when he coached, the first thing he'd get them together, he'd say, boys, when it comes to how you behave, how you act, how you treat each other on my teams, we got one rule, and it's this: do right. And he said, let me just be real clear what it means to do right. You walk into a room, you see an activity happening, and there's some little voice inside you saying, that's all right, or that's not all right. Graduating class of 2015, please make a difference in my society. Please make a difference in my community. Dare to be different. Do what's right. The final truth that I would share with you is, again, life will be much fuller. You will be much more content if you do what I challenge my 3 children to do every time I let them out of the car. I graduated one last year. We're going to graduate another one this year. We've got a 6th grader, and they roll my eyes every time I say this, just like you will. But when I let them out of the car, just before they leave, the last thing I always try to tell them is, today, guys, love somebody who's unlovable. Love somebody who doesn't deserve it. Now, don't get me wrong. One of your speakers reminded you to thank your parents, to thank the people who care about you, to thank your teachers, to thank the people who pour into you, because let me tell you something, the quantity of unconditional love, the love that your parents and those closest to you give you that sometimes you don't deserve, is very scarce in this world. So take time to appreciate the people that give you unconditional love. But the depth of your character, the depth of who you become, the contentment that you feel at the end of the day will be found in your ability to love people that don't deserve it. Oh, how I look around this world. Most of you drive, so you've seen it. Most of you have been to the mall. Doesn't it seem like we live in an angry world? Road rage. Everybody's mad. You turn on the radio, and if it's talk radio, you're either blue or you're red. You're good or you're bad. You're in or you're out. You're right or you're wrong. And another one of my hopes and prayers for your generation is that you will be the generation that reminds us as Americans that what made this melting pot so great was that we were able to take very different people, figuratively put them around a table, listen to each other, and sometimes agree to disagree without being disagreeable. We have lost that skill in this country, and again, it is your generation that I pray will bring it back to us again. But as you teach those around you to be able to disagree without being disagreeable, let me add a warning to that. And that is that in this life, it is my hope that you will come to the conclusion that there are a handful of ideals that you will not compromise on. And I don't know what those ideals will be for you. It may be your faith. It may be your family. It may be your friends. It may be this incredible country that you live in. But let me suggest that the depth of your character will be found, again, when you're going against the herd, when you determine that even though it's going to cost me something, I'm going to stand up for what is good, for what is true, for what is noble, and for what is right.
Will you fight? No! We will run! And we will live!
Shame on you! This could be the greatest night of our lives. But you're gonna let it be the worst.
And I guarantee a week won't go by in your life you won't regret walking out, letting them get the best of you.
Well, I'm not going home.
We've got too far!
And I'm gonna stay right here and fight for this lost cause.
A day may come when the courage of men fails, but it is not this day.
The line must be drawn here. This far, no farther.
I'm not saying it's gonna be easy.
You're gonna work harder than you ever worked before.
But that's fine, we'll just get tougher with it.
If a person grits his teeth and shows real determination,
failure is not an option.
That's how winning is done.
Believe me when I say
we can break this army here.
And win just one for the Gipper.
But I say to you, what every warrior has known since the beginning of time.
You've got to get mad.
I mean plumb mad dog mean.
if you would be free men, then you must
fight to fulfill that promise. Let us
cut out their living guts 1 inch at a time.
and they will know what we can do.
Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions.
You're like a big bear, man.
This is your time.
Seize the day.
Never surrender. Victory or death.
That's the Chicago way.
Who's with me?
Clap! Clap! Don't let him die! Clap!
All right, let's fly.
And gentlemen in England, now abed.
Shall know my name is the Lord. When I tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our Independence Day.
In accordance with the regulations and the policies of the Hall County Board of Education in the state of Georgia, and on behalf of your Hall County Board of Education and myself, I hereby declare that these members of the class of 2015 have met all requirements and are therefore eligible to be designated as graduates of the greatest high school in America, East Hall High School. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Benitez, and I will be singing the Alma Mater. And if you all could please rise, and if you know it, sing along.
Good afternoon. I'm Oscar Mejia, and I'm here to close this ceremony with a few words for the class of 2015. I'm sure that you all will agree that this is a confusing time for all of us with mixed emotions. On one hand, we're finally done with all the stress and drama that comes with being in high school, but on the other hand, this day will be one where we may be saying our last goodbyes to many people sitting here around us today. We will be leaving many people we came to know as friends. Don't get down about it, though. What I really want to say to this class of 2015 is that we shouldn't look at this from that perspective. We should look at this as the beginning of the rest of our lives. Now, we take the big steps in our lives towards greatness. We must look on with the same eyes that we looked into high school with as new freshmen 4 years ago. The eyes of naive children ready to get an understanding of the world and make something out of themselves. Like Luisa said, we have the gift of knowledge. We must now put that knowledge to use as we continue on this long road trip called life. There is no GPS or Google Maps to tell us where to go. We must make our own roadmap to follow. Thank you. As we dismiss, please remain at your seats until our stage guests, faculty, and graduates have exited. Thank you. All right, are y'all ready? We made it, class of 2015.